Welcome back to the fourth and final part of our all archers all the time Elf Mage SOVL run on the highest difficulty. Just got to defeat the final part of the Act 3 run up and the boss. So where we left off, I think we had all of the archers. Yep, not bad, nice and consistent. So the only way this doesn't work now, there's one last shop we have to go through. We just cross our fingers and really hope it's not going to break the theme. I'm umming and erring in my mind that if there's not an archer unit to pick from, I may have to just forfeit it and try and beat the final boss without the extra reinforcements and just have the gold sat there, but we'll see how lucky we get. Otherwise, the path to there is pretty straightforward. We're just going to take the 2 fights and then we can rest up to full strength at a campsite beforehand. So let's get cracking. There's not a unit to buy, really. What would we be spending all of the gold on? We're not going to have the... We don't really care about the combat upgrades because they're all just going to be melee stuff that we don't really rely upon, so not a lot to do. We try and think about this a little bit more strategically. So again, it's a massive one. I can use this impassable bit as a blockade to force them around here and ignore them, so I can engage this without too much concern. In terms of these units, I think we want to make sure that the ones on this end will probably be the safest, quote unquote, because they'll be the furthest away from stuff. So maybe I'll put the mages over there. We want to prioritize putting the bow mastery units. You are not. You're good. So these 3 count. I don't know about those. You are also a count, and you are not. So these 4 are the armor piercing ones. So maybe I have 2 on this side and 2 on this side to try and make that a little bit more even. Maybe you and them. Well, 1 mage on the extreme end and 1 on there is pretty reasonable. So perhaps something like this. Now we just do the backwards orientation enough such that we make use of the space. There's a slight downside to having units this large. I can't actually fit them back there, but never mind, I think that'll do. Okay, so Reptilian Kingdoms or Lizardmen. They don't have a lot of shooting, but there's a lot of rather mobile things that are going to get on top of us right away, so we're going to have to try and deal with all of these pterodactyl riders quickly and basically disregard the rest. Maybe the Triceratops here can reach me, maybe not. Pass and let's see what they... Okay, so he gets to there already. I can see what he can reach. We're not concerned about the fire lizard right now. That won't reach us either. Okay. So, a lot of shots. They've only got 2 wounds each. There's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then the priest. I don't care about the priest. So 10 wounds there. These can fly far enough such that they can probably engage you. So I should probably start by thinning these out. How far do we think that Triceratops can go? I'm just using my fingers on the screen here. Basically, the movement that I can see in this blue zone is pretty much equivalent to how much they can move. So if I take that distance and then move it downwards, they'll just about be able to reach us, sort of, so I should probably back up a touch after I take my shot. Then let's go ahead and... Oh, it's a shame that's long range. Is there anyone who's short range? Surely there's someone who has that. This is the extent they can do it. And you're one of the good bow mastery ones, so yeah, that's a good target. Start stripping them down. 5 wounds already. I'm just going to have you back up a touch to make sure you're definitely not in Triceratops distance. Perfectly safe from those, don't worry. Same principle here. Can I go forward a touch and then back off to... I don't know how far up I have to go to get into short range. Not very far. That's a worthwhile exchange. Okay, they're all dead already except for the priest. Rotate and withdraw. So we can't escape him, but he'll be dead in a second, don't worry. I'm more concerned about how far these can get. They do have their own range capacity to be worried about, but they're going to take a while to reach us, so don't worry. I could shoot you into this now, or I could just wait to see how far they get. It's probably a good idea to use this, because I need to use these to kill these as they approach me. So, yeah, let's have you pick this off if you can, and then try and get nice and clear of that Triceratops. Take the long range shot and reroll your ones. Pretty good. 4 wounds, he's dead. Perfect. Okay, and then how far can I squeeze myself back here? I might have to end up retreating to escape the Triceratops. Maybe, maybe not, and see what I can get away with. I'll go as far back here as I possibly can. There you go, that's maxed out. Squeeze into the corner. They've cunningly used all the units except for the ones I want to see move, so I'm now going to be forced to use my bricks here before they go. Fine, okay, I might as well kill off there. This is... Oh no, it's only... This doesn't have the anti-armor, so it'd be particularly bad at shooting at the defense 7 Triceratops. There you go, I can see its stats there. We bounce off basically, so yeah, kill the fire lizard, wait to come shoot me. Or not, and do a wound, and then kind of make your way back a touch as well. Good, I now know. So yeah, well clear of that one. It has a pathetic amount of its own range damage, don't worry about that. Again, I'd love to see where they get to. I don't think I'm going to have that chance though. I could just shoot them at long range, that's not a terrible idea. Yeah, let's go ahead and thin them out now. Ignore all of this fantastic fireball. Instantly killing the whole unit. Okay, good start. And you can't quite catch them with bows and arrows, so there's still these 2 units left to kill those when they get to me though, so start working your way through the Triceratops, because you can strip its armor. Its 2-up save becomes a 3-up save, so you do fantastic damage. 6 wounds already. And then this one now comes over, which is what I wanted to happen. So let's quickly pick that off. I'll get you into short range. Might as well be a bit more aggressive here. Like so. More ones. Okay, fantastic. We've completely wiped out their ranged capacity. Annoyingly, this is not the unit I'd want to be closest to the skirmishers because they've got what, power 3 attack, so having these in front with their defense 4 would be considerably better. So let's just take your shot now, and I'll try and get you to at least some degree of safety. Kind of want to exchange these 2 units. That might be something to bear in mind for the next part. If I have you run down here, yeah, we don't care, and I'll have you run up this way. Thesis being that I could probably have you stand, kill that before he gets to shoot me, and then you can start tanking the skirmishes for me. That's dead. Good. Nasty damage up. So they're going to reach me basically no matter what, given that they can move forward at least that much and then add that. Well, I kind of obviously just want to make sure I'm the primary target, so just do that just in case. So that'll be dead next turn. We can probably shoot, well, there's 18 wounds worth of bruiser there. That might take a bit, but these are now actually the scariest thing for me to deal with. So take a little bit of range damage there. Fine. Okay, so I would probably in that case want to shoot the skirmishers first before they can hit us. The slight hassle is that I'd like to use Divine Favour to increase my accuracy now, but I can't use that one, so I'll have to use this one first. Put Divine Favour on my higher damage unit, and then I'll have you move over here and take a long distance shot at one of these. Just edge your way into... not quite yet. I want to do the minimum movement because I don't want to make it easier for them to reach us to shoot us. With archers versus archers, whoever gets to shoot first has a massive advantage because now look, I've stripped whatever damage output they may have had. Good, I know where that's landed, so I can position this in relative safety. I can already reach those, 3+. 6s because of it would be 5s and then reduced again, so pretty much the whole unit instantly executed. And just move away from the bruisers for me. Perfect. Before they come, they're still out of range. That's terrible news for them. I'm going to have a field day shooting at those now. Can I? Oh, it's going to be a little bit difficult to squeeze out the way of the bruisers. Yeah, I'm going to have to go straight backwards. That's perfectly fine. Would I rather throw a fireball or use my... I think I'd rather chuck the fireball. Shoot them next time I can start using Divine Favour on these units. Let's just do a load of damage. That'll die in one volley of anything, so don't waste too much resources on it. Decent fireball. On a good save on there, kind of delays the inevitable. Safety here. Also out of range, don't worry about that. So, which of you have... I think this small unit here has, yeah, reduced damage save, so I'm hopeful maybe the 10 of those could pick that one off for me, so I don't have to waste any of these shooting, I just focus on the bruisers instead. Good hits, only need you to roll just averagely. Perfect, that worked out mathematically. Some more short range, yeah. So they have terrible skill, long range, and -1 to hit from the banners of mists. I mean, they're just not achieving a whole lot. I'll start having you collapse this way because we're going to want more damage in this direction nice and quickly. Another one dead. Yeah, just turn and shoot. Can I squeeze in there? Yes, we can. Pause because of the reduction. Another one down. Were it not for them saving quite so well as they did, they might have wiped the whole unit this turn. Roll your ones. 11's pretty good. No damage reduction on these though, so yeah, they just hold on. So they'll die, and then we'll put more emphasis onto the Triceratops next. No charges for me. Hello, that's a bit friendly of you. They get hit on 5s now because they're that close. But still no damage. We can escape in this direction. So what I'd love to do, of course, is first thing, so immediately shoot the skirmishers before they can hit me with a load of damage. But I can't. I guess I could move here, shoot them, and then voluntarily flee off the field when that Triceratops inevitably charge me. I guess that's the minimum amount of damage I have to take. Because if I do something over here first and kill this, then they get a turn to shoot me, which really does more, ends up with me taking more damage than I really should need to. So yeah, let's just do this instead. Do I think I have time to... No, I can't risk it. I'm going to have to shoot them now. And no one's going to get into short range, of course, so just go ahead and... Oh, I'd rather use that one because it has the... This one doesn't have the reduced save property. So ideally, if I had 2 turns, I could put Divine Favor on them, shoot this one and move to there, but I think they'll start using that. I think the next move they do, remembering the enemy sequences, it will be that unit, so go ahead and do as much damage to those now while we can. 10, not bad, but 5s instead of 6s, so they get a couple of 5s that would have saved them that otherwise would have failed. I'll just move you out of the way. You're going to get shot by the skirmishers here, I can't stop it. No, there won't be another. That's incredibly foolish on their part, good news for me. Go ahead and kill those now. I'm just going to ignore you if you don't mind. A larger one, I suppose. That's enough to finish them, you would assume, yeah. And then you can get out of the way of this unit. You're going to 6s because terrible skill, long range miss, they do nothing. One of you can just quickly, if you want to finish off this one for me so I can get everybody else engaged in higher value targets. Dead, good. Or they come, he's also going to shoot something. 6s again. It's not going well for you, is it? So yeah, I'm going to flee you when they charge, that's no problem. It's more hassle for me, I want to make sure I kill these, so let's try and get some short range shots. That's going to be long range no matter what I do, so I won't get in the way of these other units that would actually have a chance of short ranging it, but not bad anyway. I'm going to back up just a touch so I can stay out of the charge and then turn around. Perfect. I think this is a Bowmaster unit, so let's go ahead and Divine Favor myself. Skill 5, 2+ to hit shots, very good. 17 hits and 3+. Takes 4 wounds. Pretty good roll on their part. What would 17 ordinarily be? Well, it's a third in damage, isn't it? So 15 should be 5, 18 would be 6, so 5.66 wounds on average, and they only took 4, so they rolled very well there. The rest is just me walking forward and shooting them. Well, what I should probably do is I should probably ignore this, because I think in theory I could kill it with just that unit, so let's do this. Let's do this first to see if it dies. And then if it does, I can instead have these shoot into those, which kind of is a more efficient use of my maximum potential damage here. Pause, can I get into short range, please? Not if I get too close to my own unit, apparently. There we go. That should be more than enough. Oh no, this is doesn't have the ability, unfortunate. I think it was this one. Yeah, I used the wrong way around. Now, you've got to make a choice. Would you rather 3 skirmishers be alive or the Triceratops be alive? 3 shots from them. I think he would technically be short range and they would be long range, so I might as well think getting rid of that is the better choice. So you'll charge them or them, it doesn't matter which one you choose for, I'm just going to flee it, and then you're just sitting, you can't even shoot me. In that case I should have shot that one, because when it flees, when it charges me and fails, it won't be eligible to perform any action, so shooting, so it definitely couldn't damage me. So yeah, keeping in mind what this can do after the failed charge would have been smart. They failed to reach me though, so we're laughing. They're all dead, and now it's just all of you killing the Triceratops. You might as well turn and throw a Shadow Ball at it, why not? Be mean. Steel defense 7 though. Rally those, great. And then this is not going to go well for you. Who's got the most? You've got 18 archers. So this is the highest damage unit I have in my entire army. So that one, reroll 1s. So it's 2s rerolling 1s. You're going to hit almost everything. 6 wounds immediately, and we'll get you out of the way now so that other units have an easier time of it. Not that I really need bother. This is going to be pretty trivial. Yep, dead. Everyone else cheerlead. So Aeolotti there. That's usually, I think, that I would argue that's the hardest elite battle in the game. That army there. Not so when you could just shoot them all to death. 3 defense, 7, 8 wound Triceratopses just can't stand up to that much punishment. We're not concerned about wounds on characters. They don't really engage in combat, specifically for us, because we're definitely not going to get into melee combat, and we're at the end of the campaign, so the gold's worth almost nothing. So yeah, just do a bit more damage with your Shadow Bolt. And this City Guard unit is leveled. Terrible. Would have liked reroll ones, or maybe increased unit size there would have been a lot better, so just take the gold. I guess we'll press it a couple more times, get some value out of it. Everyone is perfectly healthy. That will regenerate naturally when we go to the campsite anyway, so just take gold on everything. Wow, how much is that? So it's 178 for the, so 110% kind of, but then how much do we get off this? This is 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 96, 97, 100, 103, 104, 107, 111 off of just the income generated from the loot. So not quite as much as if it was a normal battle without the 100% bonus, you'd be generating far more from loot than actually just winning, which is going to result in us having a preposterous amount of gold, because I suppose it's inevitable as we go through a campaign and basically never need to heal anything. You just press the loot button every time. Then first, Maleficar the Despoiler is practically an all melee army, so this is going to be pretty trivial. We'll just chill out around here and force them to come to us. It'll be pretty difficult to fit everyone here. Specifically, we're going to run into the problem of there's not quite enough. Maybe if I do this, if I stagger them, I can then use the gaps in between to shoot these units through, like that. Yeah, okay, so Night, so they're going to take a while to get to us spawn, so this is the larger concern. That unit can fly, so it can reach us here despite the terrain in the way, so let's disregard those. Let's instead have you shoot this and then start getting out of the way so these have space to maneuver. Yep, save. Pretty tough. It would be 2 up. Well, it's only defense 5, no, so it would be, if I shoot it with one of the anti-army units, it's actually going to die pretty quickly. I'll move you over here because you'll eventually be able to engage those. They don't reach us, but they do have Shadow Bolt annoyingly, so they might hurt us a bit here. There's no need to concern ourselves with wounds because it'll just get patched up at the campsite. They can't reach us, but that can, so let's again shoot you first. No mastery, it should just kill it. Saves on what, 4+? Yeah, it's dead. Not surprising. Amazing unit if we could get to combat the Archdevil, but not under these circumstances. Move over here, makes it easier to move other guys. Don't know what your plan is. All of these units, therefore, are just going to shoot into you. Here are ones. Now, interestingly, because they've got the Abyssal Armor kind of shot done, so they've got +1 to their damage save, so improve their damage saves by 1, and I worsen their damage saves by 1, so it's basically +1 -1, it just cancels out. So we wind up with whatever their save should be, so power 3, defense 5, they get their normal 3+, which is normally good, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough in this instance. Can I get close enough to short range here? No, I'd have to get half the green into that unit, which just isn't happening. When we don't have the -1, they save on 2+, which is actually pretty good. Just come over here. Okay, short range, so just focus on the real threat. Then you two, you also have Divine Favor, which I guess I could place on that one because it would be more useful on the armor-piercing unit. A regular shot. So we get 2 up saves against this, it's not going to do a whole lot. We are halfway there already. I'll just have you come over here, get it a bit, make it a bit easier for him to slot through and get his shot. So 3+ plus Divine Favour. No reroll ones on this unit, I'm afraid, but nice damage because of the reduction. Fantastic. So there's a single knight with a wound and sorcerer left, so that's dead. And then that will, in theory, reach us, but there's no ranged output. I was hoping to kill this so it can't get another volley of Shadow Bolt off, but never mind. Yeah, they go for... What on earth are you doing? I've never seen the AI make such a bad decision before. That makes no sense. Why are you going that way? Okay, well, who am I to criticise? I could just use that one to finish it off, yeah. If they charge any one unit, I can just flee it. Dead. Oh, there was another unit of knights back there I completely forgot about. Hello, how are you doing? We'll wait for them to come forward, so let's instead just start DPSing this one. Benefit of waiting for them to move forward is that I can get short-range shots instead of long-range ones. Good, now I know where they are. So they can charge them, of course, but who cares? You can use Divine Favour on yourself, because you're the most potent unit I have. Might find it a bit difficult to actually get a shot here, though. That's what I can currently see. Yeah, I'm not actually going to be able to pull this off, really. Fine, we'll take it into the... Oh no, okay. Well, the Devil's Spawn have got to go at some point, so why not? Again, another, like the Archdevil, amazing in combat, but quite squishy. So, pretty much the perfect unit for us to slaughter with Archer Fire. They're a horrible matchup for us. The Knights would ordinarily be a good matchup, but they're just not enough of them. Everyone else just puts shots into that Knight unit, I suppose. I could Divine Favour myself, or put it on. The reason that's happening is because I'm a bit too close to the terrain, which is a bit annoying. Just get as close as possible, really, like that. Now I'm short range, perfect. I think that's... Ignore the silly like overlay there. The blue zone is there is what matters, so we're safe there. Don't know if I'll be able to wiggle them in place, so I'll just use this now. Use rerolling ones. 15 of 15, yay. Roll a lot of ones for me. Or none at all. Take no damage. Fine. Show me use boss. Well, that's going to flee anyway, so don't worry about it, so let's just kill this off. Perfect. 6 of 6. Couldn't ask for more. And you shoot at whatever it is you can shoot at. We'll flee them away and proceed to slaughter the rest of them. Oh no, they've reached us. Whatever will we... Oh, who cares? Prior to flee, I played the game before the flee mechanic was introduced. You just have to take charges. That it was considerably messier. Okay, well you're... I don't think you'll be alive, so I'm just going to have everyone move up and do as much damage as possible. Why not? Your big fancy Greater Shadow Bolt, power 5. Short range, not bad. Don't think it's a shame this unit never got its second tier of Bow Mastery. Already short range, and this is reducing their save. Another one down. Try and rally that in case that's a problem. So the reason that matters is because I can't flee a already broken unit. So if it rallied and they charged again, I can flee them again. But as things stand, I wouldn't actually be able to. So I'm going to have to instead shoot and kill these, make sure they're gone. So you aren't the target. Okay, that was relatively easy. And they're already routing, so there's not much to do but just kill off these two out of spite. So yeah, before the flee mechanic was introduced, you had to be a lot smarter with how you position this, because if you went with this pack them into a corner strategy, they would inevitably get onto you, and then the moment a melee unit charges you, you're just going to lose guys horrendously. But now we don't care. You can strategically sacrifice one unit, or not even really sacrifice, because of course they're going to be fine. Perfect time for you to pick up your Bow Mastery tier. Good. Got you up to maximum damage, reroll ones. Bow Mastery 2, City Guard leveled. Get your reroll ones. Somehow got all the way to level 7 without seeing the blasted extra guys, which is hilarious, but never mind. The City Guard unit leveled. Can have another 3 guys, which is great because we can get them for free at the campsite. So yeah, 19 in that unit, impressive. And the Watchers, Bow Mastery 2, and speak of the devil, and the upgrade shall appear. Good. I think when we go to the campsite, the way the camp works is you'll get... Everyone instantly gets a round of healing, so you can look at this and see in advance how much healing you get. So 2 to 3 on that, 4 to 5 on that. You'll go up to full. You'll only get 3, which put us on 18 of 19. But then after you get your first heal, you're then given a choice between either a point of experience or a second round of healing. So in their case, because they're just leveled up, getting a point of experience is completely irrelevant, because you go from 0-4 to 1-4. So what I do when I go to the campsite is I can just heal twice and get up to a guaranteed 19 of 19. So there's no cause not to do anything other than just press gold on everything. Like so. 1,250. That may be the record. I think we got 1,200 something in a previous run. Someone will have to go back and check, but that's there or thereabouts the largest number you'll see in the repository. We are cash rich. Let's see what we get. Another arch. Another. Oh, we get 2 of them, which is fantastic given the insane amount of cash we get. So that's it. Retinue. So apparently that will move one of my elf mages around. That's fine. We don't care. So we'll take you immediately. Unit size, because we can benefit it from the campsite. Very good. I don't care about either of those, so we'll just take the bow mastery with the hope that maybe we get to the 2nd tier. No, we get either more unit size or reroll 1s. 3 more shots a turn or reroll the 1s. I think I'd prefer just more of them, because I can get that up to 16 of 16 in one go. Oh, I forget we have 4 tiers. Of course we do, because we have double recruiter on both of them. Wow, I've never had that. Level 5 instantly on purchase. That's pretty incredible. Right, do we want reroll 1s now or unit size now? As you recall, I think we just saw City Guard only get 3 back per heal, which means even if I double heal at the campsite, you're only going to get up to 16. So making my unit size 19 is completely worthless because I'll never get there. So this one, I think I'll put the reroll 1s on. Great, and then just the archers, because it still leaves me with 400 gold something with this unit as well. So yes, please, more of them. Excellent. And then range +5 with the hope of the 2nd tier. Yes, we can benefit from more of them. And the 2nd tier, I think that's better. Again, we know it's better than that, so that's the best outcome for you. Perfect. So still 450. I'm not taking the bolt thrower is sort of in the spirit of things with it being ranged, but it's an artillery piece. It's not quite the same thing, is it? So really just banners of mists and banners of swiftness, just to make sure I don't take shots. So yeah, you can get banner of misted. I don't particularly care about any of those. Speed for you. Curse standards, extra attacks, extra power, reroll discipline. All rubbish. We don't care about those. Heavy armor slows us down, and being defense 5 is kind of moot because most enemy shooting, which is all we're really being hit by, is power 3 anyway. So being defense 4, such as we are, doesn't really change anything. So another swiftness there, leaving me with 350 left over. I guess I could buy a bunch of spells. Oh, another miss there. Very good. Radiant Shield for reroll saves. Arcane Web to freeze people in place so I don't have to deal with them charging me. Yeah, just buy all the spells. Defense and Wounds is moot. We're not going to need those. So 200 left over with which to do nothing. So what would I need? I don't think Discipline Tests counts for trying to rally a broken unit. That's the one way it could be useful. In that if I flee intentionally and then try to rally, I might get to reroll. I know it works in combat when you're failing to break. I don't know if it lets you... I've never seen that interaction, so maybe it does work, and I'm not spending it on anything else. So let's buy Banners of Valor on everyone. We are a very valorous army, it turns out. Valor, still 75 left over. For which to do nothing. Congrats, Callion's got Vitality. Well, no, I'm never going to get into combat, so ignore the Potion of Power. There you go. You have more defense and wounds in case you somehow get hit, which is impossible, but never mind. Here we go. So we get our extra guys. So we replenish 3, and then I get to choice. I get 3 more, which is exactly what we gained up. So you're maxed. You'll take that because we knew we were going to anyway. And you'll take that. Archers are 3 to 4 rather than just 3, but same principle. Get you to 16 of 16. Everyone else just takes experience. I don't know if I didn't pay attention to the only ranks here, but it doesn't really matter. There is one there. How nice. I mean, sure, why not take your extra bow mastery? Doesn't get you to the good one, but increase your short range relative to your long range. Why not? So we're all maxed out. I don't know why they're yellow, but it's truly maxed out size. Let's have a look at the army. There you go. That's as many archers as I can squeeze. I won't quite sit here and count all of the archers, but if someone kindly wants to pause the video now and make their way through and count what all of those add up to, I'll make it easy by scrolling here so you can see the full size. Yeah, that's our full archer contingent. You want to let me know how that goes? Subtract 2, I guess, for the mages, because, well, they got ranged output. They've got fireballs and shadow bolts, so you can count the archers and then add a +2 at the end separately to if you want to include Callion and Aralyn in the equation. There you go, we're doing pretty good. Insane kill numbers, that's not surprising. We'll see what they look like at the end. Yeah, continue. And that view, that's what I'm mispressing, so we'll go with our full ridiculous archer block into the final boss against World's End. World's End is about to be shot a lot, I'm afraid. They're going first. We really don't care anymore. I mean, just park yourselves at the back. At this point, at this scale, with the size we're at now, it's not going to be worth any point trying to squash in a corner. It would be ridiculous. So just spread out to the best of your ability and be alright. In fact, if I put a bit further forward, it means if there's any fast flying stuff, they'll move to about here and reach me, and that gives me enough one turn of wiggle room to fall back to. So give yourself just a bit of breathing room. By doing that, it's probably smartest way. You don't have to be right up there. Here we go. So lots of fast stuff. They do have a bit of ranged output in long rifles. Here comes some centaurs, which are cavalry. They've moved wisely really far up, so I might not be able to escape those. Before I do anything, I don't think there's anything here that can bound up and reach me a turn. So let's immediately try and eliminate those if I can. 19 City Guard with reroll ones and reduce saves is, I think, my most potent unit now. Yes, it's beat out the 18 archers, so I'd love to get Divine Favour on them to increase their shots and then shoot, but if we game this out, I'll be hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s, which is what I can't see. 19 shots hitting on 4s would ordinarily be 9.5 hits, and then rerolling 1s is 1/6 of those will be 6s, so about 1.5 extra, so about 11 hits on average, and then Power 3, Defense 3, get 4, so 5 save. They'll just about survive if I don't use Divine Favour, so let's do that. Where are my mages? There's a mage. I guess I can Divine Favour them and still shoot if I wanted to. Just to make sure their one means of hitting me at distance doesn't bother me. Start working on the giant, I guess it's a bit of a nuisance. You reduce save, so you're going to be effective at killing it. Just back up a touch in case they get too close. Good, they went with something else, giving me time to do this. Now 3 up, rerolling 1s. Should be more than enough to wipe them now. Yeah, no long rifle shots for me. I guess that giant kind of gives away what the giant radius would be. They get to about there, so none of them are going to reach us, so we can just chill out where we are. They don't have anything really left that shoots, so just pass a bunch of turns. Come the trolls. Cavalry going around that side. Good, now I'm forced to go. So that's going to be stuck going around there, trying to get to here so I can kind of move to safety this way. I guess the real question for me is, can I squeeze my way backwards to escape the centaurs? 20 wounds worth of centaur to chew through here, so it's going to take a bit. These rerolling 1s. No reduced save on these, I'm afraid. Yeah, I think my unit is now too large to... I can't escape. So I'm probably best off doing in that case is moving far enough forward such that when they charge me and I flee, if I have to flee, I might just be able to kill them all. I have enough distance to stay on the field without running off. You need to be careful though, because fleeing requires that you have enough movement to escape their charge radius. So I think that's about as best I can do. I'll probably still run off the field, but I'm hopeful that I can just shoot them to death at this point. So all 3 of these are going to target this to make sure it goes. A measly 10-man City Guard unit here. Laughable. A mere 10 City Guard. Incredible that they didn't get any better than that. Doesn't matter at all, so just come over here. I guess you can just move up here to get a long-range shot instead. Long range, you know what I mean? Short range. Freeze. No rerolls there, but it is reduced save, so they're all dead to a man. Perfect. Oh no, I moved into such a way that I've allowed the boars to charge me. That was incredibly daft. I couldn't see their charge range through the other one. Okay, well, you're going to be fleeing from something as bait, I suppose. Come up here and start shooting the boars for me, then. Oh, that's a bit unlucky that he can just about catch me there. And I might as well... There's enough damage over there to deal with that, so I'll just have you deal with... Start chipping through these. All the 2s. Halfway there already. This way for more wiggle room. That we're unconcerned with. I guess you're better off just prioritize the target and finish it off. 2 up save, sadly, because this doesn't have the extra damage. So I might be better off firing them into things that aren't defense 6. So let's make sure that City Guard targets those or those. You're still free. Come forward because it lets you distract the enemy a bit more effectively. There's a chance you fire into the trolls and don't kill them, which would be a bit daft. And you did pick up your bow mastery, so you're valid. The giant is a valid target for you. 3 ups. Yep. Moon left. Oops, sorry, Elf Mage. Might still run off the board. Their movement 10 here with the Banners of Swiftness is slightly costing me in this regard. Yeah, he's too fast. Fine, it's not going to make a difference. You want to move to there, that's fine. Who has Bow Mastery? You do. It might be a waste actually committing that. I think this unit of 10 would be a good shout into killing him. I don't know if they can actually get there though, with their friendly units in the way. Yeah, it's not actually visible there, so go back and twist a bit. No, okay. I'd be better off using some of these other units first. I guess engaging that monstrosity is a good shout. 3 ups. 3 up save. 2 wounds. They're rolling annoyingly well, keeping them in the game. So you move up here, but not too far, so I could probably... I'm not going to be able to get a short range shot, but I'm just going to get a shot onto it regardless. You roll your 1s. 9's not bad. 3 more. Oh, it has a wound left, that's annoying. You keep just getting unlucky with these positionings. So you could now, I'd like someone to shoot that and kill it, and I'd like someone to shoot this and kill it, so I don't have to worry about these anymore. Well, okay, let's just have you deal with this then. You need to escape this charge radius anyway. You can easily stick through there and hit it. Do 1 wound, please. Dead, yeah, and then you will deal with that one instead. Alternatively, I could use one of my Elf Mages over here. I thought about maybe using something small like a Shadow Bolt or something to deal with it, but probably not. I think, which of you doesn't have the reduced saves? You actually have the worst DPS, so you're okay. I'm pretty sure the big block of 19's got it. Is it just this City Guardian? Okay, it's this one, so I'm going to have you kill it, because I would rather use the better damage output into these targets. I just need to do a 1-1, so good enough. This giant is going to muller his way up, which is annoying, so fine, let's prioritize. I guess it's easier to kill through 6 wounds of giant than 18 wounds of Minotaur. 2 wounds left, I can easily finish that. Get to safety. Perfect. Right, you all have... disregard these, I guess you could deal with those later. Although I say that frustratingly because they're going to charge, so I'm going to have to flee and lose their damage output. You can tell the sheer strength of this army is actually causing me to play a little bit lazily. Yeah, you can hit those. We're getting kind of pinned into a corner here, so the faster I start working through them, the better. Take care of those. So you, I'd love for you to finish off the giant, and then back into safety here. That's annoying. Okay, I have to fire another unit into it. Not a problem. Oh, it has Shadow Bolt. They do still have range output. Killing an archer. How dare you. You get over to here. Turn and face so you're safe. Good. Now what I'd love to do is... I have Shadow Bolt with which to kill that, and then get my greater deal of damage off into the Minotaurs, so let's try this. Shadow Bolt it. Got it, perfect. And then you can do your majority of your damage into this. Okay, so I'm no longer that concerned about this side as it transpires. No, thank you. Okay, but he stayed on this time just. So we're going to have to shoot the balls a lot. Oh, it does. That gives away. That little reroll symbol there tells me. So Banners of Valor do actually work for ranged units like this. They do help you rally, because that's what you want to do. Obviously, we're going to have to do something about this now because we've run out of time. So you come around here. I think I can just straight kill these two without too much problem. If not, I have to flee a single unit to distract it. They're going to get to there, which is fine. That means you're going to get charged and flee again. Oh well. Less concerned about the Shadow Bolt doing a tiny bit of damage, so let's prioritize this instead. I could lock it in place with the Arcane Web. Don't know whether or not that would be particularly useful, I'll be honest, because it's just going to come up here and I'm just going to ignore it and move backwards anyway, so nah, let's just do more damage. 2+, rerolling 1s, and reduce their save. Oh, they rolled incredibly well, that's badly timed. Someone's going to have to flee to distract them. They're going what I can only describe as the wrong way. Roll 1s, 14. Yeah, that's above average as well. Troll's doing incredibly well at holding our damage at bay. Guys, where are you going? This is not the direction. Guess I'll do some stuff over here while I figure out where those units want to move. Get out of the way of the orcs. Actually move further because I need enough space for them to escape there. Around this way, fine. Put some damage into that now. Another elf archer, so one archer, one archer. Take this shot and then get out. Dodge. The 1.5 boars. Yeah, okay. So annoyingly there are 2 units that can engage us, and that troll unit really should have had less guys. So are we more likely to finish 9 wounds of troll or 8 wounds of Doombell? Well, in theory, 8 wounds of Doombell. They've got the same stats, defense 5. So it's just a question of you can just get 3 more wounds. Although somehow that's a 4+ to hit. Why? Cover. Because it has the protected crew. Never mind, it's the trolls. We'll kill that. That'll charge one thing, and then you just ignore it. Them both being alive would allow them to charge multiple, which is a hassle. And because you don't have to reduce saves, I might not be able to chew through this with just these 2 units. Comes down to this, no reroll ones, but I do reduce their save, doing 7 wounds, killing them exactly. I needed 7. Phew! Got away with it. That's all of their fast units basically dealt with. You're going to flee again. I mean, at this point I might as well take the charge and let them fight, but I'm going to thematically allow them to flee, because why would I allow you to kill 18 deserving elf archers, allowing your grimy little units to engage me in combat? Never. I stay on the field because they run that way. That's great. You're definitely off there. Fair enough. You're just getting hounded, but if you rally, I quite literally can't fail to rally because it would be... Why is that 6? So it would be discipline 8. And then, what, for ranks 8, 9, 10, 11? So it should be 11. I don't know where you're getting the extra point from. Unless it's counting that as a rank, which would be a bit... I mean, it would have to. It's the only way I can make sense of it. Okay, fair enough. Come over here. All the boar riders. Yeah, we just need to make it so there's only 1 unit, because currently, if I get both rear and flank charged, I won't be able to flee properly. Precise there, try and get into short range. Can I even see them? No, I can't see them. I'm going to have to go around a long way to make sure I can angle them to actually get a shot. It'll probably be... No, it's still short range. We got away with it. There's a boar with 1 wound left. I'll have to divert someone's damage output over there. Can't draw a line of sight there, but they can only charge 1 unit, so what I can do is I can pretty safely just step into their charge radius for the sake of getting my shot. How do I get? Surely I can get there to see it. It won't be that hard. I go further up and then twist a bit. It doesn't look like it's quite in range, I'm afraid. I might not get away with this. I'm not confident I can kill through 17 Ibex warriors and the shaman before they charge me, so I really do need this volley to go off. Okay, there surely works. I've got a massive amount of sight on it. I don't know why I was struggling so much, that's pretty easy. Perfect, okay. You can only pick 1 unit, and I don't care what you pick, I'm just going to flee it, so round on this wretched Doombell. 4 wounds. Dead. Illustrating the power of advancing in the opposite direction of the enemy. Definitely not fleeing. Strategic repositioning. Start chewing through their lowly infantry blocks, which we've disregarded till the very end. Pick a unit, any unit. What would you like to charge? That one. Good choice. That would be the correct choice because it has more damage output. Number off, but we don't care. This legionary unit really, because it couldn't fit through there, so it's going to have to go all the way around. You really are... Where did they go? They started here, they moved to there, and are now moving back. If they stood in place from the start of the battle, they would have made more progress than where they are now. they're confounded by our superior elven tactics. And not just the fact that the final boss has so many infantry in it that it's actually genuinely hard to position even for a human player, much less a somewhat dopey AI. Just gonna pick on this, what this, was it Ibex Warrior unit here? That's -2 of what is like the stats there. It counts downwards beyond when they die. So -2 of 1 warrior's left. Or maybe I'm wrong actually. Maybe the legionaries have engaged in a stroke of genius. Because once this unit's all dead, I'm not going to have enough time to actually kill them all before the battle ends. They've taken the only possible course of action which guarantees their survival. Well done, legionaries. Not going to bother moving around now, they're just going to be all dead in a second. Yeah, they're dead. Okay, now if I wanted to be cheeky, so if I do too much damage to the legionaries, what's going to happen is the battle's going to end. So if I want to min-max this and try and catch them to kill them all, it would probably be best for me to hold off on any more shooting this turn, so that next turn I get everyone firing into them so I can do the maximum amount of damage. If I fire into them now, I might not kill them all, and I lose some of my DPS for not using my units. So this will drop to, yeah, routing this turn, but I get all the remaining targets into the 21 legionaries. And with everyone cooperating, this should be enough to break them. Wipe them out, you'll come forward, which is convenient. I was about to say I would like my Elf Mage to buff someone. No, the 2 units that fled off the field are the 2 Elf Mages, so I know that they're taking a day off. They've carried the campaign quite well. Let the lower order troops have some fun. Otherwise I was going to put extra accuracy on the city guard, but somehow I don't think we'll need it. 10 to go. Get out of the way of your comrades. Shoot and move, shoot and move. The up save, no reduction here, but I think it's still okay. We will not allow a single one of you wretched creatures to survive. Dead. Problem solved. Rare that you get a full wipe on the final boss, but there you are. The culling is complete. Arcane Prowess. Complete the campaign and house difficulty with the Elf Mage. No problem at all. So even with, as you may have noticed, somewhat imperfect play, we weren't exactly sweating spinal fluid on that one. It's pretty easy to break through. I think, if I had to say, this is probably the strongest version of an army that you can field in SOVL. The AI cannot counter you, it's just too powerful. So who did the best, do you think? Probably that big unit of City Guard that got large quickly, that one. 331? Yeah, 331 on the unit is pretty amazing. I don't know if you've had a higher number, let me know. So obviously they're the greatest. I don't think even if we added up the... to an 89, they're not going to get like 50 kills to catch up. This doesn't, unfortunately, these statistics don't count the final battle, so whatever their kills are. If somebody wants to go through specifically and just look at the sun wind shields whenever I shoot them something, if they get any kills, add it to 331 and let us know what the true final tally was. And that'll be our record for probably the highest number of kills we've ever seen. Not the most amount of gold. Gold does sometimes get to 3,000 with the goblins, I think. So yeah, they've got still a slight edge, but not bad at all. There you go, we've crushed it. Callion has prevailed by watching his army shoot everything to death. What a hero. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, please do like and subscribe. It massively helps out the channel, and I do really appreciate it. If you have any notes on what you'd like to see next in terms of SOVL run, so it'll be a max difficulty run, but I can pretty much still play any character or build I want, because once you have a grasp of the game's base mechanics, you can beat the highest difficulty with pretty much anything. So if there's something you'd particularly like to see, please do let me know. I'm happy to take suggestions on board. Otherwise, if you just want to chat with me and others down in the comment section, that's great too. Thank you very much. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.